All right, guys, today we have some absolutely massive news coming out of the LCS. This is not something that I necessarily expected, but this is something that could be the beginning of something very, very crazy, very big, very insane for the future of North American esports, for the future of the LCS specifically. And here you can see Shopify Rebellion. They tweeted out today, just a couple of minutes ago, actually, Shopify Rebellion just got wetter, I mean better, featuring Moist Critical and Ludwig Ogren. Obviously, this is big, and they tweet out this little, funny video. You guys should definitely check this out, whatever. It's a cool little announcement video, but they are obviously welcoming Ludwig and Charlie as Shopify Rebellion co-owners. Now, if you guys are not aware, there is already a little bit of an existing relationship between Ludwig and Charlie. Obviously, they have, like the Moist Moguls. This was Mogul Moves and Moist Esports coming together for, a joint venture of them teaming up, I'm sure, to help, with funding reasons and stuff, but also to use their big brands, big content creators, all that stuff to kind of make this whole thing a little bit more sustainable, build up their fan base, all that stuff, and just to work together on a cool project with people that, enjoy working together and all that stuff. But they had also teamed up with Shopify Rebellion previously as well. This was in Valorant. We had the Moist by Shopify Rebellion, which again was the Moist Moguls and Shopify Rebellion coming together. So you had Ludwig and Charlie coming together, and then you actually had that team teaming up with Shopify Rebellion specifically. So this is where this relationship had first been built up in actually the Valorant scene. Moist by Shopify Rebellion is an American esports organization established September 2023 upon Moist Moguls and Shopify Rebellion merging into one. And then, they'd been competing, in Valorant. But obviously now this is even on a different level, and this is obviously, again, even on another tier where the LCS is kind of, with League of Legends being that kind of number one biggest esport, all these different things, in the LCS, and that being in the franchise slot and actually being one of those 8 teams, really having a whole nother level of kind of prestige and pedigree and everything to it. So here's the article from sheepesports.com. This Friday morning, Shopify Rebellion and Moist Esports announce a merger. Moist Critical and Ludwig, 2 of the biggest creators in the world and the main owners of Moist, will now be owners of the newly merged organization. Per the announcement, the team will operate under Shopify Rebellion's banner, continuing to support some but not all of Moist competitive titles. Rooted in last year's highly successful Moist Moguls venture in NA's Valorant Challengers League, this merger could make Shopify Rebellion one of the most popular teams in the region. Now, I don't know exactly what the best way to go about this is, because again, between Shopify Rebellion, Moist Moguls, Moist Esports, Mogul Moves, like which one of these would be the best to operate under? What makes the most sense? I don't know. Shopify Rebellion doesn't have a lot of like established fan base or kind of brand equity or brand value in esports. I feel like, I guess, out of all of those companies, I guess Mogul Moves would be the biggest. But yeah, do you want to go Moist Esports? Do you want to go the Moist Moguls? Do you want to go Moist by Shopify Rebellion? There's not really a great way, I don't think, to incorporate all of this, but just going with Shopify Rebellion does seem kind of like the most kind of clean brand or whatever, I guess. But at the end of the day, if this all does go well and all these guys are promoting this and, being a part of this whole thing, like that brand equity and that brand knowledge and stuff can be built up over time. So I don't really think it matters too much what moniker or whatever they go under right now, or, being able to take advantage of what Charlie and Ludwig have already done previously. But I don't know, because obviously right now it's not like Ludwig fans or Critical fans or whatever are necessarily going to be like, have any attachment to Shopify Rebellion. And it's also not like Shopify Rebellion has too much of like an established fan base or anything like that. So not really anything there where sometimes you do see like an established brand or, getting to use the new name and logo and all that stuff actually meaning something. Not really the case in this instance, at least not to me. While the team is best known for competing in Riot Games FPS, most notably with their back-to-back championship-winning Game Changers team, League of Legends is their biggest competitive title. Still, after middling results in their debut LCS year, SR has failed to build a significant fan base in the space. And that's what I'm talking about. SR has no significant fan base in NA right now, so operating under the Shopify Rebellion banner doesn't really mean much to me, but again, I don't know if they had necessarily a better option. During his recent grind to Plat, starting quite literally from scratch, he was placed in Iron. Ludwig collaborated with some of the biggest names in the space: Cadril, Doublelift, Poe Belzer, Captain Flowers. Many other people were on his stream. Now positioned as one of the biggest League of Legends streamers in North America, he's set to bring a new audience to the debut of the LTA. With Disguise set to debut in Tier 1 alongside the newly merged Shopify Rebellion, Ludwig and Toast's existing friendship and a burgeoning competitive rivalry will help build even more hype as the scene evolves. Almost none of the original League of Legends of the LCS remain. None of the original legends of the LCS remain in the competitive ecosystem today. And as news of 100 Thieves' planned exit from the end of the year continues to pile up, fans need news like this to hold on to. Tune in the LTA North Conference inaugural split on January 25th. So, Shopify Rebellion actually has a decent team, and I think they have an okay chance to be pretty competitive right off the bat, which will be cool as well. You have Fudge, which we know he's a guy who can be really, really fun and exciting in content and interviews and stuff like that. So I do hope Shopify Rebellion, Ludwig, Critical, all these guys will be able to use their players and use their content creation background, experience, and all this stuff to make really, really fun, exciting, and interesting things that do help build this fan base of Shopify Rebellion specifically, but also grow the LCS fan base, reignite LCS fans that maybe have kind of faded away a little bit over the past couple years. I do think this will be really, really big. I think Ludwig, his journey of playing League of Legends now has been really interesting and really exciting to a ton of people. He's gotten a ton of viewership, a ton of eyeballs. He honestly inspired a lot of people to start playing the game again. A lot of people were inspired by his climb and journey, and some people even being like, hey, if Ludwig can hit plat, I need to, hop back on the game and get to gold or plat or diamond or whatever as well, because I can't have Ludwig being better than me, or, they were just inspired by his journey and his climb, or just remembered how fun the game can be and are excited about Season 15 or whatever. So again, I don't think Ludwig finding a way to get involved in the LCS or competitive League of Legends or whatever is that big of a surprise or shock to people. But I just didn't expect that this would be happening so soon. I didn't think, they would necessarily be becoming co-owners of Shopify Rebellion or anything like that. This is all very, very crazy. And again, another big opportunity here for not only Ludwig and Charlie, but for Shopify Rebellion and the entire LCS is, to get them co-streaming and get that big viewership in. Again, we've seen content creators and co-streamers and stuff have huge success and really have massive takeoffs and be making huge moves over in Europe with some of those LEC deals getting done and stuff like that. And the LCS has been waiting for people to step up and waiting for people to make some similar moves. And like this article does say, yes, Toast making some big moves. Hopefully that will be really, really big for the LCS this year. But now getting both Ludwig and Charlie, who are both just absolutely massive. I mean, if you see their YouTube channels, if you see their streams, if you see all the different stuff they do, these guys are absolutely massive. They can put up some huge numbers. They can bring new eyeballs to the LCS. And like I said, they can bring even some old people back who have maybe literally faded off or kind of, not been as excited about the LCS recently. So this is a huge opportunity. I think this is really, really cool. I'm super, super excited about this. This is not something that I was expecting necessarily at this time. But yeah, over the past couple of years, maybe we've had some weird or bad news for the LCS or some things going up and down or whatever. But finally, I think we're getting some good news. And I'm super, super excited and can't wait to see what Ludwig and Charlie have in mind or have in store. And I do hope they take advantage of this and do it in a big way. Because sometimes we see, some big announcements that don't really ever come to fruition, or, people kind of drop the ball or don't do as much as they can or could or whatever. But if Ludwig and Charlie do what they can and they know how to build brands, they know how to create content, they know how to make stories, they know how to connect with fans and audience and fan base and stuff. If they're able to do this with Shopify Rebellion, it could help the LCS, it could help the whole esports ecosystem, it could help a whole lot. And obviously, this helps all of us. This helps all of us who are involved and take part in the scene in any way. So I'm really excited for this. I hope it goes well. But either way, I think this is super fun, super cool. And now another team to have a reason to get excited about, which is not something we always have in the LCS either. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you next one. Until then, peace.